Hello everyone, I am Golden Yashwani. I am here to present what is formal organization. Okay. Before we entering into the formal organization, we need to know what is organizing. Okay, organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the activities. Okay, grouping the activities required to attain the objectives and delegation authority, creating responsibility and establishing relationship for people to work effectively. Okay, that is called organizing. In every organization. Okay, every organization exists to achieve some common objectives. We already know. Okay, they are here to do some common objectives. So all effort of the organization are directed towards that goal. So the total work, we know what is they are defining some goals to achieve. Okay, so the total work is that goal. Then that means that goal cannot be achieved by a single person, right? So grouping of people can only to achieve that goal. So the total work of that organization is divided into functions. Okay, so functions and sub-functions and get the benefits. Okay, then after dividing their works, the authority and the responsibility of each position is defined in the form of structure. Okay, so some type of structure. Okay, so we know what is who is president. So he have some responsibilities, some works. So that is authority. Then vice president in marketing, vice president in finance, vice president in manufacturing, likewise. Okay, so then it is also called formal organization. That means formally they already define some structure. Okay, structure to define that work. Okay, typically it consists of a classical hierarchical structure on which the position. Okay, so position and the responsibility, authority, accountability, and the line of command. Okay, the line of command are clearly defined. Okay, so we know vice president can do some kind of work. Okay, that is he has some authority and responsibility, that's already defined. Okay, if he is vice president, he have to do some this kind of work, he have to do this work, something like that. Okay, so the position that consists of some responsibility, authority, accountability, and the line of command are clearly defined and established. So is a system of well defined jobs with a prescribed pattern of communication. Okay, so communication, coordination, and delegation of authority, that is called formal organization. And the formal organization refers to the structure of jobs and positions with clearly defined functions and relationship as prescribed by the top management. So this is formally organization refers. So this is, we can say, this is a formal organization structure, right? This is formal organization. Okay, this chart are usually already defined. Okay, so like this type of structure is already defined in an organization. Okay, so coordination among the members. So members and their controls are specified through the process and procedure, some rules. Okay, so if he is a subordinate, he is the supervisor, then they are already specified some procedures, some rules and regulations. He have to do some this job, and the subordinate have to do this job, something likewise. They already have some procedures. Then responsibilities and accountabilities at all levels of organization should be clearly defined. Okay, in actually in the formal organizations, the responsibility and accountability at all levels of organization should be clearly defined. We know three levels of management, right? This is top level, this is middle level, and this is lower level. Why everyone, each and everyone have some responsibilities and accountability at all levels of organization. Okay, then the advantages means since they define boundaries, like this supervisor means he has some boundaries, as well as subordinates means he has also some boundaries. So the definite boundaries of each worker is clearly defined. The conflict among the workers is automatically reduced. Then overlapping the responsibilities is also easily avoided. A sense of security arises from classifications of tasks. And then in formal organization, it automatically motivates the employees to do their work. Okay, this is formal organization. They have some responsibilities to do some works. Okay, then informal organization. So from this word you can say that was informal, right? Informal organization is an organization which establishes the relationship on the basis of members' interaction, communications, personal likings and dislikings, and social contacts within as well as outside of the organization. Okay, it arises naturally on the basis of like friendship, some common interest among them, may or may not be related with their work, but they are have some common interest. Okay, for example, if the typist working in the different departments may form the informal group due to the similarity of work. Okay, in each and every department they have a different typist, but the work related similarity of work, they can be make some common interest, right? Then based on common language, common hobby, common habits may also lead to informal organization. Okay, then what are the main advantages? Actually it fills up the gaps. Okay, if there is any gaps in organization, then fills up the gaps among abilities of the managers. Then presence of informal organization encourages the executives to plan the work correctly as well as act accordingly. Okay, it's one of the useful communication, right? Then what is the disadvantages? Mainly in informal organization, it indirectly reduces the effort of management to promote the greater productivity, as well as it easily spread rumors. Okay, so because it's an informal organization, right? So it easily spread the rumors among the workers regarding the functions of the organization unnecessarily. Okay, thanks to everyone to listen this